start streaming. This is about preparing for Summer of Nix. Well, wait. So a couple of more things I'm going to check out. So if I go to Discourse, NixOS, so the ZHF zero Hydra failures has begun, which I thought was anyway. And I saw an interesting post on npins. I kind of always wanted to check the npins. So when you install, I mean, by default, NixOS still uses channels, and I don't use flakes. So it would be very interesting to check this npins, and Finicil has talked about this, and has actually in the module deep dive or depth in guide, whatever. He sometimes he I think that's what he has actually. He has his NixOS pinned with npins. He doesn't use channels also. So this would be also something very interesting to check out. Pinning NixOS with npins, this time without flakes for real. But pinning NixOS with npins or how to kill channels forever. Yeah, I remember this. So this was last year. Jade posted this. Now, the problem is I've been streaming lately. I'm kind of busy, and the application deadline is I think 12th of May, and now it's like 4th or 5th. What date is it? Can't even see what date is it. 5th May. It's 5th May. So I have like 1 week, and I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think the best thing to do is to apply and be sincere, you know, and see how it goes. So maybe I will be writing actually the application, because if I don't want to leave this for the last day. How competitive do you think it's going to be? Hi, Depster. Well, could be. I don't know, because it's a bit different this year. They're not doing the mob thing. And also they do expect you to have some experience contributing Nix, packages. But the Nix thing is a whole world of things, So I mean, I'm on Nix for like 6 years. And yeah, you know what? That's why I think it's the best to just tell them how I am, and what I think would be good, and then just send that, It could be competitive. I don't know, actually. Maybe I will know now soon. Wait. Let's check let's see again. So I will actually do it with ChatGPT. NGI Nix report. Oh, wait a second. This is from they have a weekly meeting. That was 6 hours ago. Nix NGI team. And now the NGI and Summer of Nix is kind of more together to work. And also, let's open up Element. Let's check out the matrix channels also. So this is my report. Oh, now they have a staff, 2 full-time developers, 2 part-time developers, 5 support roles. I saw you got Emacs installed. How? Where? What do you mean I got Emacs installed? Because I wrote E. Oh yeah. Emacs. Look at it. Isn't it nice? Wait, it still works? Do I have some kind of Emacs config? Nice. Isn't it pretty? It's pretty. Now you see that's the problem. Instead of making the application, now I'll end up doing Emacs. Now wait a second. Do I know how to go out? Control X, Control C? Yes. I think I do want to get back to Emacs, but it's just, yeah, it's hard. We know we don't have so much time, and when you do have time, you kind of enjoy yourself. You try this and that. And okay, wait, I'm now losing my... Emacs is pretty cool. I liked using it, but I really like what JetBrains products bring to me. Plus, I use also Xcode now for Apple projects. Yeah, but Emacs is really a planet for itself. It's really hard to compare it to, you know, I don't know JetBrains, you know, but I know Emacs is basically self-extensible. You know, you can, I don't know how flexible you are with JetBrains though. And Emacs also, you know, you can use just with text also, and but it's not, it's okay. I will not get into Emacs. That's, where is the application? Summer of Nix. So it would be nice actually if ChatGPT could output my, it's interesting if I go, wait, ChatGPT, check this out. So like, what contributions do I have for, I don't know, for NixOS or Nix projects? Check my GitHub handle, all realms of life. What is it doing now? No. So I was playing with this actually, and it would be nice. I can't browse web. What do you mean? Why can't you browse web? It's really silly. Why can't you browse web? Ask anything. Draft. So I will just use ChatGPT and the outline they gave for the application and then just write it like that. You see? Notable contributions. Why? This looks horrible. Transcribing. This looks so bad. They have to up. What is this? What is this? Oh my God. I don't like this. Wait. Xcode and JetBrains. New project, and now it's all gone. Did I tell you I had ChatGPT whip me up a full 18-month study plan? No, you didn't, but I'm not surprised. I use it now more and more. Like I mean, okay, I use it for 2 years now, and it's just great. You know what's great? You have a study plan. It's great that we still don't do it yet, but like the moment you wake up or you do something, you have some kind of a plan, you tell that to ChatGPT. Or you know, you just like, I'm going there, I'm going to do this and that. What do you think? You know, and then it has like kind of like a memory of what you do throughout the day. So if something happens, it has the context. It's a different kind of, yeah, it's almost like you live with it, like really. But it really helps when it knows context, and even it can, I guess it can help with the study plan like that. Like you report how you are doing, and then it can, yeah. So because I'm interested in Apple development and systems programming, I have material to read and watch for both. So I had ChatGPT make me a study plan for what to watch, read, and when. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's great. And while you're doing it, you kind of go back and forth with it, so it can shift, you know, and change and remember, you know, and then make you summaries and stuff. So where is the Summer of Nix? Summer of Nix. looking Summer of Nix, apply for Summer of Nix. Yeah, I'm not even sure I will apply. I have a couple of things. But it's funny when they wrote, you know, the first time when I was applying this, I tried it really twice. And I would write them, oh, I will have the entire day for Nix. I will have every day, half a day for Nix, all summer. And they actually 160 hours over 13 weeks, which is not a lot. This is like a day, hour and a half or two. I don't even know, 160 hours over 13 weeks is, yeah, it's like 12, 13, what is this, 1.3 hours a day. And someone wrote, this is not a program for absolute beginners, but an opportunity for growing your skills in a professional setting, giving some prior experience. We prefer candidates who have already contributed to the Nix ecosystem, which I did, but they are so small. It's just like really, okay, but I do have 5 contributions. That's true. But this is not a strict requirement. If you know your ways around related activities. Yeah, 12 hours a week. That's not much. Please check the, and also I watched that mob thing, what they had. It's great, it's nice, but I work now, since I work much better like this with, you know, ChatGPT, where I just go back and forth, or someone writes me something and then I study it, you know, with ChatGPT, and yeah, and then I write back. So it's kind of like a turn-based game, you know, where I just, because in that mob thing, in real time, I'm kind of, it's real time. So I think I would work much better in this kind of turn-based, or where I would talk with someone on a weekly basis. Anyway, maybe I'm not too ready for this, really. Please check the details. Where is it now? What is this? Oh, okay. But wait a second, you're doing a plan for, let me check again. Apple development and systems. That's nice. Well, you're doing great. You're always learning something. That's great. So, Summer of Nix. So they're not saying, wait a second, I'll start like this actually. Where's the ChatGPT? Okay. Okay. Okay, so it's great. Finally, I can talk to you like this. So this is the link to the GitHub page of the Summer of Nix, and I do want to apply. So we're going to check out. We're going to check what's what do I have to do for the application, and then you're going to help me fill out my application, right? You know, my GitHub handle and such. And I guess we're going to talk a bit through what should I write, you know, in the sense of, well, the application is short, but they do want some kind of outline of what kind of knowledge I have and what could I do. So I really want to be, you know, sincere here and really check with you how much I really know and what could I do, and, you know, how to best write my application, but really straight, you know, not, yeah, okay. So that's about it. ChatGPT really is good for certain things, but what I think it's dangerous when you begin relying on it too much. It can give a false feeling of security, since instead of being self-reliant, which is important, especially for programming, you become fixated on using it to do things for you. That's just my 2 cents. Oh, of course. But I think I kind of use it. I think it's great. I use it all the time because it's very helpful. But I guess I would have to qualify that. It's still bad though, you know, a lot of things can be improved, which are going to be improved. But I just learned so much more like this. And I would never come up to this level. I mean, it's not that it's any kind of level, but you know, a YouTube channel, and somehow in the past year I've been concentrating on this, and I've made little contributions. So I think I would have never done that without ChatGPT. So many things are so slow without it. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I know it helped me. Yeah, I should make a stream about it, how I use it. False feeling of security. Well, yeah, of course, you gotta know. False feeling of security. Sometimes I go when I have a meeting with someone, and I basically, when I'm on my way to a meeting or something, I just tell it what's going to happen. And it's not like I rely on it or that I don't know what I will say, but it's good because it outlines several possibilities and such, and it kind of helps me to just bring more context to it. But I know it's some people want to be more self-reliant at first, and then now this is turning into a discussion like, what does it mean to be self-reliant? I mean, maybe I am self-reliant with ChatGPT. Okay. Please place your placeholder text with your own details. Feel free to remove any guidance notes before sending the final email. Wait a second. What is this? Okay, yeah. List each item on online and qualify it as beginner, intermediate, proficient, advanced, expert. Yeah, Nix level, Bash level, Git level. Notable contributions to the Nix ecosystem. Projects I like to work on. What I expect to gain from participating. Doing things for you. You know, but I think the thing is when I give it more text, I spend more time with it. I think the problem is if it does things for you and in some sense it outputs way more than you give it. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, you just have to learn how to use it, and you have to use it, and you have to learn how to use it, and I'm babbling. Sorry. Okay, wait. My handle is all realms of life on GitHub, and there you can extract all my NixOS contributions. I think there are 5. Let's add that for starters. Did they change something? Okay. Short description. Can you make a short description? One short sentence from the contributions, because it's not clear like this. This is something different. He's editing it draft, but it means now I cannot talk to it. So weird. Like I want to talk to it and edit the draft. Why would they remove the microphone thing? I don't know. Yeah. Packaged foo adds reproducible bills. Fixed arch. This is nonsense. Okay, this is bull. What are these? Yeah, it's all wrong. You made stuff up. These are not my contributions. Why would it, like, it can do it, but yeah, this is bad actually. And see, here's when round-trip goes wrong. Haha, yeah. But at least you know it. The problem is when you don't know it. It's so helpful with my child. Like, you know, like my son is 4.5, and it usually has a much better, you know, suggestion than I have. It really has this basic psychological or whatever, you know, because it I don't know the right word, but if I have a situation, you know, like there's tantrum going on, like something, you know, or not just like something like that. It's like something is going on, and then I check with ChatGPT, what should I do? What could I do? And usually it outlines me a better suggestion than what I have. I usually think, okay, I might do this, I might try that, you know. But it gives me more. And when it gives me more, it actually makes me more calmer a little bit, because I can see, okay, I could do this, I could do that. Okay, let's try this, let's try that. And a lot of the things it works. It's so helpful. Just for that, you know, it's so helpful. So, you know, being as a parent, look at this. Horrible. I don't get it. It's really stupid, this thing. Look at this. Okay, just don't do this, what you just did. You made some kind of a Summer of Nix application draft, and I couldn't, you know, add stuff with my voice, and you could not pull out my contributions from GitHub. Why? So don't do this draft kind of a thing. Let's just not write the draft. Let's go step by step, all right? The problem is you want to chew everything at once. So let's go step by step. First of all, can you extract the contributions I have? Just that. And now it might do it actually. It's funny. So now it's thinking. I have a pull shark, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. 3 merged. No, I have 5. It's too much for it. Look at this. Okay. Yes. Yes. So this is it. Okay, I have 4 contributions, which are really, look at this, remove stray semicolon. But okay. Yeah, so now it can do it. Look at this. Okay. Let's check out the application. Please check out practice. Nix derivations, NixOS modules, which we did last time, but kind of, yeah, I don't feel actually ready. But when do you feel ready with Nix? Skill sharing. Well, in one sense, I think doing this, you know, if they select you, really helps a lot. I think it's, but timeline. Okay. Fluency, essential programming skills. Well, I guess I have that, you know. Plain text editing, sure. Git version control. Well, the basics I have. Okay, so wait a second. So first is plain text fluency in English. Okay, so the first thing that application says is fluency in English, which I have. And then that's pretty good. I don't know, should I, mention that I lived in States? Not sure. Let me know that. And then essential programming skills, proficiency with plain text editing. Well, yes. Wait a second, this is not application. But okay, let me at least give you the outline. So I use NeoVim and Helix and stuff. I don't have to write that. But sure, I have basic plain text editing. Git version control is, I guess, basic. I'm not sure what would mean, intermediate. But since I did make, 5 little contributions, I have the Nix repositories forked and locally, and I can merge and stuff. Programming in Bash, not sure what that means, because usually I check online and copy paste or something. What would that mean? Competence with the Nix language, the module system, NixOS tests, and related tools. I'm familiar with all of these, but if you ask me now something and this is not working, is it working? Look at this, it stopped. You see, this happens if you change the tab, it will stop actually recording or yeah. Horrible. Haha. Selection criteria, merge access. We're looking for quick learners with a computational mindset. Non-trivial contributions to Nix packages. I don't have that. Packages maintained. I don't have that. Although I did make a package, but I never actually contributed to Nix packages. But it's okay to apply. It's not a bad thing to apply. The worst thing that can happen is that you don't get selected. I shouldn't be, too proud with applying or not applying. Oh, I won't apply, I'm bad. You must be able to receive payments, stipends. Okay, provide the following information. How to apply. Time zone, be creative, example. This is an example. Okay, this is an example application. And what else? We're currently experiencing intermittent application phase. Oh yeah, that's like 7 more days. After the application, interview phase. Technical requirements, that's fine. Now, don't worry if your profile doesn't perfectly align with the listed criteria. We appreciate both transferable experience and potential. How did you learn? How did you learn? Yeah, well, I can just take this. What do I expect? Okay. This is an example application. Let's create one for my profile. My GitHub handle is all realms of life. And beginner, intermediate, proficient, advanced. Nix, Bash, Git. And let's start first with Nix, Bash, and Git. How do I tell them what is my level of expertise? It's ridiculous. I'm using Linux for like 20 years. It's interesting. Picking the right word for each tool. Most open source projects only need a quick, honest label, no elaborate CV sounding prose. Reviewers skim, so a single adjective per tool is perfect. A beginner, following tutorials, editing existing lines, copy-pasting commands as is. Beginner. Intermediate, writing small things from scratch, fixing build errors using common flags. Well, I think somewhere between. Can teach newcomers, but I did write can teach. I do have a teaching experience though. I'm a teacher, so I can know where the sharp edges are. Beginner litmus test. Questions you can ask yourself. Can I explain what a derivation is? Yes, but it's so many things in Nix. I wouldn't know how to just pick pick a sentence and say that's, well, a derivation is a build recipe. So it's how a package is defined, something like that. Can I write a 5-line loop without looking it up? Bash. Not really. I know how it looks like. Do I know how to clone, add, commit, push? Yes. Let's see, intermediate. Have I packaged at least one piece of software in Nix? Yes. Can I use arrays, functions, and set AO pipe fail comfortably? Can I rebase a branch and solve simple conflicts? Well, I think yes. Writing small things, I think it's intermediate maybe. Beginner to intermediate. Proficient, do I compose modules and overlays without hand holding? No. Can I debug bash scripts with setx and traps? Do I use reflog, bisect, or work trays when it helps? No. I know what this means, but I'm not confident in day-to-day, so I'm not proficient. Advanced. Have I authored a reusable flake? Could I write a POSIX portable script that handles signals robustly? Scripted Git? No. Have I fixed Nix evaluator code or reviewed many Nix packages PRs? No, but I've read them. I don't know. Could I write a bash parser bug report with a minimal repro? Yeah. Read down the column for each tool and stop at the first row that still feels fully comfortable to you. That's your level. Don't agonize over perfection. Pick the label that best matches most of your day-to-day tasks. Programming languages and tooling experience. Bash. Yeah, well, I guess I feel like I'm more between intermediate and beginner. I'm not beginner. I use, NixOS for 6 years and Hobase for like 20 years. I mean, maybe I shouldn't even say that, but it's more like beginner to intermediate, more like closer to intermediate, I guess, and capable. Yeah. What do I say about bash? It's so hard. I don't know what to say. Facts, you gave 6 years running in NixOS. You packaged at least a few things, your earlier PRs. Well, I made a package actually, but I've never upstreamed it. I think I will, oh, now I stopped it. Yeah, but I never upstreamed it. I could send them the video of building a programming language from scratch. Oh, this is nice. The best of both worlds with Nix plus Bazel. This is interesting. I'm going to put this save to watch later. I want to see this. So let's go to my videos. I think I have it in playlists. No. Well, I do have a YouTube channel. Something rather unfortunate about me has been I focus too much on the specific language I use rather than learning to solve problems computationally. This has led me to being fairly knowledgeable on topics related to C++, but I still struggle at times figuring out how to take complex tasks and break them down into smaller, more easily solvable problems. Yeah, that's why I learn functional programming. That's great. They also say if you learn pure functional programming, you don't have to program in it, but it's almost like figuring out how to take complex tasks and break them down into smaller sub problems. That's what you gain from learning, because from learning functional programming, and then that helps with C++. Actually, Bartosz Milewski, that guy who I think I showed you the category theory lectures, he wrote a big book on C++. He was working for Microsoft and such, so he really knows C++. He stopped, of course, programming in it, but at first he used Haskell as a kind of a thinking DSL, you know, to make a design, and then you implement stuff with C++. That's why it's good to learn functional programming language. But you know, as I said last time, you know so much already, you know, and you're still young, so focus too much on specific language. Yeah, well, sometimes, you know, we are focused too much on this or that, but it all helps at the end. Yeah. Packaging existing, just being very happy for making my first Nix package. Packaging a binary. Yeah, I don't have any proof, but this is a proof. So it's a proof because you can see it working. This is ridiculous. It could send them this actually video. So look, you see the program is actually working. It's working. Yeah, it's really silly. Can I send this? Yeah, maybe I could send this. Or is it sweet? I don't know. It's funny, like I've never made a Nix package. Actually, I did make it, yes, but I've never upstreamed it. Got it. That's still a valuable experience. But how do I reflect it? I have a video where you can see it, that it works. Maybe that's silly to send them. It's a short video. I think to me languages are more like friends rather than tools. Well, that's a nice mindset. I like learning more about what a language has to offer and how to do things in it. I guess this stems from my inability to connect with other people. Oh, what do you mean inability? Well, I guess that's how we perceive things, you know. Well, look at me. Like you've to me it seems you're very productive. You know, you had projects and such. I learn stuff and then I think through it and try to do this and that, and at the end I don't do much with it. It's like I want to run through it in my head and see how it works, and then yeah. For me, they're like friends that I don't even, yeah, I don't know how to explain that. I'm kind of babbling now. programming languages, proficient feels too bold for Bash. Drop to intermediate. It's your call. Intermediate. 6 years, should I say this? 6 years daily NixOS, maintain one local package. Bash proficient. 20 years scripting. No, but I'm not proficient. But I can, handle things. Git, add your honest label and one fact. Advanced daily rebase and bisect. Yeah, but I don't know what I write about Git. Like I have forked and have a local copy of NixOS and Nix, and I did make 5 contributions to Nix. These are small, but to the Nix itself, not to Nix packages. And yeah, so what kind of Git level is that? I'm on the autism spectrum. Connecting, especially emotionally, with other people has always been difficult for me. But with programming languages, I get to make special connections with it and learn more about the idiosyncrasies. I really like getting intimately acquainted with the programming languages that I find interesting. Okay. Is it you have 20, I'm on 01. Am I on 01? Why am I on 01? Emotionally with other people. But can you, like, how is it online? I guess it's easier online, right? Is it easier online to connect with people? Because I guess the scope is not so large. When you meet someone in real life, the scope is like huge, right? You get all of these things going on, and I guess online is the scope is not so big. So I guess I'm talking from my experience. I don't know. So here's a quick way. Clone, branch, commit, push, open, PR. You can resolve straightforward merge conflicts. Intermediate. Intermediate? Okay, intermediate Git. From what you've told me, you forked Nix and Nix packages, keep local clones, branch, commit, push. Yes, you've opened 5 PRs, which means you've rebased or merged upstream changes at least 5 times. Yes. That comfortably meets the proficient description. You're beyond basic PR flow, even if you don't write fancy hooks. What do you mean? Proficient? If calling yourself advanced feels like a stretch, proficient is safe, credible choice. Would you write proficient? Maybe because of the wording. Look, like, what would you write, Debster? If I made little 5 contributions, I can do all of these things. Is that like proficient? No. I think it's more like intermediate. One line resume. Git proficient, fork, branch, workflow, 5 merge PRs, 2 Nix. What do you think? If you prefer to lean conservative, swap proficient for intermediate and leave the parenthetical the same. Okay. Nix intermediate, 6 years daily NixOS, maintain one local package. Well, I don't maintain one local package. I made it, but I've never, upstreamed it. But I do have experience of creating a package. Bash is completely wrong. I mean, you could write proficient, but I think it's important with all of this. I use ChatGPT extensively, back and forth. So I always learn with it. So, and yes, maybe you could just write 16 years of Linux and 6 years of NixOS. Maybe that would be sincere. Bash is, I think, intermediate also. Git. Okay, let's see now. It's much easier to communicate with people online, but it's connecting and making friendships that have been difficult. It's a bit hard to explain. But yeah, I've been trying to get better at certain things like small talk and getting better at socializing. Haha. It's difficult to tell what specifically differs intermediate from proficient people because there's no hard standard that has been established. Yeah, I'd say the levels have to do with how comfortable you feel you are with the technology. Yeah, but we also have words with meanings. You know, maybe like we think the same thing, but you would use intermediate or you would use a beginner because that's what it means for you. Yeah, it's tricky. Nix intermediate, 6 years, daily NixOS, created one local package. One local package, yeah. Bash intermediate, 16 years, Linux, scripts, with ChatGPT assisted learning. Well, yeah, I could do that. Git proficient, work branch, workflow, 5 merge PRs to Nix. Wait, I wanted to add something else. I do, well, I'm not sure where will I add this in the application, but I do want to add, I have a, YouTube channel where I cover NixOS and functional programming. But wait a second, they only gave it as an example bash. I should write Haskell. Or languages don't come actually. Wait a second, I have to check this. You know, the thing with ChatGPT I love is because, no, I'm not going to talk about ChatGPT. Where's the application? Programming languages and tooling. Yes, I should add this too also, okay. Intermediate, build small CLI tools, explore FP concepts. The thing is that I've been mostly learning Haskell and purely functional programming, but I have just built very small things, mostly like examples, and I'm just trying to learn it. I'm not sure how to describe. Maybe you could write beginner, intermediate, but I've been learning it for a long time. But I don't want to end this, I don't want to write like a word salad. Haskell intermediate. And I haven't used it in like a year, so I don't, Haskell. Well, I did get to learn you a Haskell. Oh gosh, this is horrible. Not sure what to write. I should mention it though. Haskell and what else? Well, just Nix actually, just Nix. Intermediate. Well, I did do all the Nix dev. Okay, I've covered in my stream all Nix dev tutorials though. Yeah. The GPT will be very helpful with this resume kind of a thing. Nix intermediate 6 years, daily NixOS, created one local package, stream Nix dev tutorials. Haskell beginner, intermediate, self-study and small example apps. Paused for 1 year, no. Lambda calculus. Git proficient. Well, the Haskell thing is that let's say I've been learning Lambda calculus and making a stream about it also, like a playlist on my YouTube channel. Maybe I should link that actually. Okay, wait a second, you didn't put this. Here is the link to my Nix package I created locally. I haven't upstreamed it or contributed to Nix packages. This is just a short, silly recording of me being happy when it worked. And then here is my NixOS Discovery playlist where I record what I do with Nix. So I'll okay. Playlists, NixOS Discovery, shuffle loop, okay, this is the playlist. And this is the lambda calculus. I don't know if I should really. This is the lambda calculus playlist. Well, this is my current project of sorts. Here's a tidy copy-ready set of bullets you can paste under notable contributions. No, I don't want this. You just made stuff up. No. Wait, we're just doing programming languages and tooling experience. Notable contributions will be those 5 contributions I made to the Nix. And maybe there we could mention that I have a YouTube channel, and maybe there you could put a link to the NixOS Discovery playlist. Okay, is that clear now? Do not do that now. I'm just trying to make a point to you. Programming languages intermediate. 6 years daily NixOS created 1 local package, stream NixDev tutorials. Haskell beginner intermediate. Lambda calculus series, small example apps. Git proficient, fork branch workflow, 5 merge PRs to Nix. Okay. Let me know if you'd like to tweak any wording on the level labels. Add, remove bash. Maybe I should add bash. Bash. Well, you could say, well, maybe also add 16 years of using Linux. And bash proficiency is, you know, I can only, you know, with ChatGPT and Google, I can use bash, I guess. I've done a lot of things, you know, but it's just, yeah. Intermediate, 6 years of Linux scripts written, debugged with ChatGPT assistance. Sure, but I've never wrote a script. I always edit something. Feel free to copy paste. So let's go to code, SoN. Okay. Application. Copy. Let's do like this. How do I copy paste here? Stream NixDev tutorials. Programming languages, tooling experience. Nix intermediate. Okay. This is the example. GitHub handle. Okay. GitHub handle. GitHub. What is it? GitHub handle. Programming languages and tooling experience. Nix intermediate. Nix Haskell Bash Git. Maybe I should mention that I, use CLI tools. Haskell Bash. 16 years Linux. CLI tools. Plain text editing. There should be a paragraph or something. Yeah, it's difficult to determine what level of proficiency. They're so abstract. There should be a map where you could find yourself. Haskell has that. They have like a map of like what stuff you can do. It's almost like in languages, how many words you know and what you could say. You wouldn't know, but if you could see a map and then, okay, notable contributions. Okay, let's just, okay. Can you make now those notable contributions? There are 5 of them from my GitHub. And I guess in contributions, you could add that I have a YouTube channel where I cover stuff about Nix. And I covered the NixDev tutorials. I think those are just, just write that. Just do that part. How long is this going on? 1 hour. All realms pull requests. Yeah, it's a lot, this. Yeah, I should share this actually. Intermediate lambda calculus series. And it's thinking, hello, are you there? And I have a local package, yes. Retry, it's not. Sometimes it gets stuck like this. There's probably a GitHub command. Oh, again this thing. Look at it. Again it's thinking. This is ridiculous. This is taking way too long. Okay, this is taking way too long. You're ridiculous. You're rethinking the same thing what you wrote before. In the thread you wrote the 5, I have 5 contributions. Wake up. Sometimes this works when you tell them like this. I've noticed. Will it work? Or it won't work? It's thinking again. Why is it thinking? What is this? This is way too long. Ridiculous. Look at this. Wow. Stop. Stop. Okay? Stop. Stop. This is ridiculous. You're not doing it. Tell me the GitHub. Just stop. Okay? It's horrible. Look, he didn't even write this. It's ridiculous. So bad. So bad. Look at this. This is... You wrote them here before in the thread. Ridiculous. Why is it thinking so much? This is taking way too long. Notable contributions. Okay, I'll just take this. Thank you. Okay, notable contributions. Docs, tutorial, cleanup tutorial, fix, REPL UX. NixOS merged. GitHub handle. All right. Projects I would like to work on. Okay, the next section in the application is projects I would like to work on. Yeah, I'm not sure what to write here, but I am kind of interested in modules and NixOS and, oh gosh, it's just so much. What are the projects that I'm interested to work on? Well, NGI has, you know, NGI projects. What are the projects I'm interested? Well, they're not specific ones, you know. I guess what's interesting is I don't know. And you didn't write a thing. Wow. Wow. Look at this. Okay, it's not working at all. It's not working at all. You're making so many mistakes today, my dear ChatGPT. It's ridiculous. Okay, what are the projects that I'm interested in? What I don't know. There are all of these NGI applications, 1,000 and what. It's not that I'm interested in this or that. I'm interested in packaging and maybe something connected with modules. And basically because of what are the projects that I'm interested in? Modules, maybe something with System D would be interesting. Something with System D would be interesting. But I'm not sure what to write here. What should I write here? It's very slow today. I will probably have to look into hosting it locally. Would be interesting to host this actually locally, not in a browser like this. I wonder if it will be. He's searching now for module tasks. Well, I want to be sincere. I don't want you to improve System D. Okay, you're not really helping me? Okay, you're not really helping me. I don't want you to find stuff that I could work on. System D hardened for NGI. I just want you to write what I said, you know? I don't want you to find. I just explained this, that I want to do maybe something with System D, and you know, everything around Nix is very interesting. So I'm also not sure which projects should I pick, you know? But basically now until the I will be looking into some NGI projects, but I'm writing the application now. Yeah, I don't know if I should really drop a project of sorts. Horrible. Yeah, this is very bad. It's not even working, ChatGPT now. Why aren't you working? Why aren't you working? Now what else? What I expect to gain from participating? Well, yes, connect with the community and learn. What I expect to gain? I'm sorry this has gotten frustrating. It is frustrating. Let's keep the projects. Packaging new NGI software. I enjoyed turning source trees into reproducible Nix derivations. What this is bullshit. Writing improving NixOS System D hardening. You're not listening to me. I don't want you to write this. I just want you to just output a bit what I'm saying. Right? Don't solve things for me. I'm not sure which packages I like to work on because, you know, they're all kind of interesting because I don't know, like Nix sort of a way, it's independent of, you know, which projects that I'm going to package. Maybe you could just write, I don't want System D hardening across, because I don't know about that. Maybe you could just write that I want to, you know, do something with System D or with modules, basically. That would be interesting because I've covered that in tutorials and I would like to explore that more. The modules, just write something like that. Those are the projects I like to work on, something connected with module systems, okay? No, with modules system. But ChatGPT has some kind of a setup in settings where where you can help him, help the ChatGPT know a bit more about you, like some kind of defaults. That'd be nice, because I have to over explain things. Packaging NGI software. Good morning. Yeah, no specific. Creating or improving NixOS modules, especially ones that integrate with systemd, so I can deepen my understanding of the module system. Yeah, something like that, maybe. Projects I like to work on. So projects I'd like to work on. I would ChatGPT. Explanation of the fixed outdated build instructions, tutorial cleanup, tutorial fix, host the all realms of life, creator of the all realms of life, okay. Host the All Realms of Life YouTube channel. Okay, it's a die, please. Host the YouTube channel. With Nix content. With Nix content, NixOS Discovery playlist, and live coverage of NixDave. Live coverage. NixDev tutorials, projects I like to work on. Creating or improving NixOS modules. Creating, improving, I don't need this. NixOS modules. NixOS modules. I don't have to write all this. NixOS modules. Build. Explore. Build tools. Build barn. Bonanza. Basically interested in all Nix stuff. Basically interested in all Nix stuff. Modules, what else? Well, lib. Nix packages lib. projects I like to work on. Nix packages lib. Packaging. But they're not doing this. I don't know, I should write. Basically, yeah. NixOS modules. Just not sure what to write here. Interest is pretty wide. Interest is pretty wide. NixOS modules, explore build tools, Nix packages lib. Yeah, I'll just do a very short. It won't be too long. What I expect to gain from participating. So what do I expect? Connect with the community. Well, of course, deeper my understanding. You know, having a mentor, that'd be nice. What I expect to gain from participating, deeper my understanding. And how do I say that? Okay, how do I say that? Like, what do I expect? Yes, I expect to deepen my understanding, but I kind of like the idea of participating because, you know, I'd have a mentor, which means, you know, I want to get a bit more focused and get some real hand-on experience in packaging and to, you know, understand more how everything works. But the idea is that by, you know, I've been working a lot on my own. So I think, you know, if I get selected, I mean, if I work with the people, of course it will as you can see, I'm not sure. This is very bad, actually. And he didn't write. Look at this. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. What a bad. You're not really recording, right? You're just so many times. Look, what do I expect to gain? Let's do it again. Well, I just expect to work with a mentor, you know, and because it's inspiring and it will really help me to deeper my understanding, because so far I've been pretty wide in exploring the Nix world, and it's huge, and it's so huge and big, the world, you know, you can spend years. So I do expect then in the summer of Nix, right, that I will gain some, not just deeper understanding, but a deeper something in the sense of a work habit, like make some tangible contributions in the sense, I can't find words. Maybe this is a symptom of relying too much on ChatGPT, right? No, it's not. I'm just kidding. I'd like to pair up with an experienced mentor so I can go from browsing the Nix world to making focused, tangible contributions. I've spent years exploring broadly, but summer of Nix is my chance to dig deeper, learning solid work habits around packaging and module design, shipping code that others rely on, and building confidence through real reviews and feedback. Well, that's not bad, but it's just like interacting or experience has shown that, you know, interacting with Nixers and has been really helpful and inspirational. So it really, well, just this is not bad what you wrote, but just less words, you know, kind of keep my tone going. And Kenny didn't write. This is ridiculous. Maybe it's not something not. This is exhausting really mentally. Every time I write to you, I speak to you, you don't write it out. Okay. This, what you wrote, I like to pair up with an experienced, you know, mentor. Yes, it's something like that, to make focused, tangible contributions. But I did make tangible, focused contributions. It's not about that. It's about working with someone and just becoming more focused, right? It would be nice because all of these years, it's kind of exploration and this and that. So, and I've applied for Summer of Nix twice. So it would be interesting and yeah, something like that. Am I vibe coding? Okay, this is good what you wrote, but a bit too long. Yeah, I don't know if I should write. I use LLMs extensively, but it's a really back and forth thing. So I like to work. Well, yeah, not sure what this even means. Working with a mentor will turn my broad self-guided Nix exploration into a more focused practice. Yes, although the Nix thing, it's not my. I don't work in IT. Yeah, what I expect to gain from participating, maybe eventually to come closer to this, maybe idea to work with Nix also. My wish is to work more with Nix, to contribute more, and eventually maybe even find a job. Find some kind of a job with it. That would be like more like a long-term thing. Yes, that would be more like a long-term thing. I'm not working in IT, but I like to change that. Summer of Nix would let me deepen my Nix skills, contribute regular, and move closer to turning this passion into a future job. Well, that's not bad, actually. That's true. Deeper my understanding. What do I expect to gain? Working with a mentor. I'm looking forward working with a mentor. And Summer of Nix will let me deepen my Nix skills, contribute regularly, and move closer to this passion into a future jobs. is passion into a future job. Okay, that's not bad. Time zone and availability. Wednesday. Yeah, so this is the next section. Now in my case, I work as a guitar teacher. I work in a school, in a music school teaching guitar. A music school, and we have summers off. So I am pretty flexible with time during summers. I have a family. Well, I have a family, or how should I put it? I'm a father. So I'm not sure how to, say when I am available, but I am pretty available in the summer. From June, end of June, mid-June to beginning September. And outside of that scope, I am available in the mornings. In the mornings. From, let's say, 8 to 13, 8 to noon or something like that, 8 to 13. That's time zone Zagreb. Adapster, are you still here? What do you think? You think I can apply? It's not that you know, but maybe you're not here anymore. Time zone and availability. Europe, Zagreb, UTC 2+ in summer, UTC in winter, mid-June, early September, school break, highly flexible. School break, highly flexible, up to 30 hours a week at any daytime slot that suits the mentor team. I don't like how you wrote this. Fix this. I don't go to school. Yeah, I think you should apply. If you're really passionate about it, the worst they can say is no, which just means more time to practice and get projects or stuff on your back. That's exactly what I think, and it's good to apply. That's what the Twig guys actually said to me. Twig, the people in Twig, the main guy for Nix and Twig, he said the worst thing that can happen is they can say no. And that's a good tip. Right? Yeah, I'm passionate about it, but yeah. Mid-June, fix this. I'm working in a school. School break, summer school break. I'm working in a school, summer school break. Flexible. 30 hours a week. Outside of that scope, in months, quote me please. So outside of that window, up to 30 hours a week. Who said about that? Who said anything about 30 hours a week? It's ridiculous. It's really, some days it's like parent of a young family, but can adjust for occasional sync meetings outside these hours if scheduled in advance. Europe, Zagreb, time zone. I don't have to write this. Mid-June, early September. School is on summer break. Schedule is very flexible. I can adapt to the mentor's preferred hours. Outside that window, weekdays. 8. Parent of a young family. But I can... I'm a parent, but I can arrange occasional meetings outside these hours. No, you should cut that out. What do you mean, parent of a young family? No, that's just bad. And also, school is on a summer break. Schedule is very flexible. Just write schedule is very flexible because I work in a school and school is on a summer break. And cut that out, UTC +2 in summer, UTC +1, whatever that is. Just write Europe, Zagreb. Europe, Zagreb. Time zone, mid-June, early September. Schedule is very flexible because I work in a school, and school is on a summer break. Schedule is very flexible. I'm available. I'm very available. Outside that window is weekdays. Outside that window, weekdays, 8 to 13. Maybe like that. Okay. Paste. Time zone, Europe, Zagreb. Mid-June, early September. Schedule is very flexible because I work in a school and school is on summer break. Schedule is very flexible. I'm mostly available because I work in a school and school is on a summer break. I'm a parent, so I have also family. Schedule is very flexible. I'm mostly available because I work in a school and school is on summer break. I do have family obligations as well. I do have family obligations as well. I do have family obligations as well, but being a father, but again, very flexible. Outside of that window, do you know if they have technical interviews as well, or do they just pick applicants just by what? Oh no, they will have interviews. This is just something, yeah, they will have. So far they always had it. No, look at this. We're currently scheduled in interview phase, right? Selected candidates will have a video call with team members. So there will be a, longish, video call, which is it's really great. But look at this, a contract offer will be sent to 2 to 3 applicants for confirmation. I don't understand that. That's very, 2 to 3. That's very little. I thought there'll be more. I'm confused actually, because there was always more people. They had mob teams, right? And each team, let's say they had 3 teams and each team had like 4 or 5 people. But now it's like 2 to 3 applicants for confirmation. Not sure what this means. Will every mentor send a contract to 2 to 3 applicants? Don't know. Yes. So there will be an interview. When they were doing Google Summer of Code with NixOS, right? When Nix was doing Google Summer of Code, there was no interview actually. No, or maybe they have not picked me up for an interview. Yeah. And so basically the interview will be, I had really great interviews with them. It was very nice and very helpful also. But okay, this is not bad. 6 years daily NixOS, created one local package, stream NixDev tutorials, Haskell beginner intermediate, Lambda calculus series small example, apps, Bash intermediate, 16 years Linux scripts written, debugged with ChatGPT assistance, Git proficient work, merge PRs to Nix. Maybe I could do, I use LLMs very much. I use LLMs very much. I use LLMs very much. I don't have to write that, I guess. But I am Git proficient LLMs. Maybe that would not be bad. I think I guess in tooling, I may wanna add that I can use LLMs and that I use it. You know, why not put that too also? I use LLMs back and forth for learning and exploration, and I'm kind of, well, I've using it for 2 years, so maybe I should write like, I should write a single sentence, like prompting techniques or something. I'm good at LLMs. Good at LLMs. That's not a good word. What do you suggest? Yeah, Git proficient. Not sure what to write here. Interest is pretty wide. NixOS modules. Interest is pretty wide, all Nix. NixOS modules, explore build tools, and integrating explore build tools and integrating them. No, exploring build tools. What I expect to gain from participating. Yeah. I'm looking forward to working with a mentor. I'm not working IT yet, but I'd like to change that. Maybe eventually. Summer of Nix would let me deepen my Nix skills, contribute regular, and move closer to turning this passion into a future job. Time zone availability. Programming languages. Well, every year I am better. When I compare myself with the first time I applied for Summer of Nix, this is much better. First time when I applied, I was explaining during the interview how to technically solve a problem on guitar. Because I was so, overwhelmed, I was not sure what to describe. He said, like, can you describe me something, what you did, like a problem? And I was like, and then he said, like, well, just describe me something in your job or something. And then I was explaining to the interviewer how to do something on the guitar. And he was very interested, He said, well, it's the same thing. I can see the way you're thinking, which was nice. I'd be interested to know whether or not in their technical interviews, whether they go over programming practice problems. I read that NixOS uses Nix mainly with some amount of C++. And that the Nix language is written in C++. Yeah, but they wouldn't, yeah, maybe programming practice problems, but it's about Nix just, Nix packaging, and Nix language itself is not that complicated, right? It's simple, but there are all of these all of these ways how you package programs. So you need to know about the Nix ecosystem and how the programs are packaged using Nix. I don't think they would even check if I know C++, because you would have to know C++ if you would work on Nix itself, and they are packaging actually programs. So you wouldn't have to know C++, you know. Only if you would have to work if they were doing a project where you are kind of working on Nix, extending Nix or adding stuff to Nix, or just like, for example, now John Erickson and the rest of them are porting Nix to Windows. So you need to know C++, you know. In one of the contributions like this, REPL UX made the continuation prompt visible for multi-line expressions. I had to change a little bit here in C++ code, right? But it's not what they want. Programming practice problems. Maybe they will ask what's a derivation, or maybe we'll share screen, and yeah. But it's mostly about idioms in packaging programs using Nix, right? Because that's the assignment. Basically, NGIs, programs, most of them are not packaged for Nix packages. So they have a repository NGI, and they will package these programs so that they are available as Nix packages. So that's what they want. And experience it, because some of these programs will be written in Python, some in C++, right? Some in, Rust. And then you will need to know the idioms or explore how to package these programs as a Rust Nix package or Python and such. But what do you mean with mainly some amount of C++? The entire Nix is written in C++. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by NixOS uses Nix mainly with some amount. What do you mean that? Projects I like to work on. Summer of Nix would let me deepen my Nix skills, contribute regularly, and move closer to turning this passion into a future job. Well, would let me deepen my Nix skills, contribute regularly to Nix packages. And move closer to this passion into a future job. Maybe. I'm looking forward to working with a mentor. I'm not working in IT yet, but I'd like to change that, maybe, eventually. But I'd like to maybe change that eventually. Yeah, when I said NixOS is, I think, built upon the Nix programming language, and that language is made with C++. When I said NixOS is, I think, built upon the Nix programming language. Yes, NixOS is built with Nix. It's, modules. Everything's, well, I'm kind of interested in NixOS and NixOS modules. Nix packages lib. Yeah. Pretty wide all Nix. I haven't packaged much. Basically just following along the Nix hour and learning. NixOS and NixOS modules. What else do we have to write? How did you learn about Summer of Nix? Okay, how did you learn about Summer of Nix? Yeah, Git proficient. I use LLMs extensively to filter my thinking process. I'm good with prompting. I use LLMs to filter my thinking process and learn. Good with prompting. Okay. I'm good with prompting techniques. I'm good with prompting techniques. I don't know. Good with prompting. Good with prompting. And I can use an LLM. I use LLMs extensively to filter my thinking process and learn. I'm good with prompting. Notable contributions to the Nix ecosystem. Projects I like to work on. What I expect to gain from participating. How did you learn about Summer of Nix? Okay. Groovebox. Yeah, Groovebox. That's it. Hi, Groovebox. It's nice. I like Groovebox. That's it. You're hired. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, I use Groovebox. I should write that. Because I use Groovebox. No, you know what? I should add that not just Groovebox. I could say, I use Workman. Yeah, I use Groovebox and Workman layout. They should hire me because I don't use a typical layout. And Vim with Tmux. Yeah. I did have a phase and that was like 10 years ago, or I don't know when I refused to use mouse. So I was only using CLI tools. Everything was in terminal. And then I stopped doing that because it's not that, but I was like really obsessed with it. Arch Linux phase, I do that too. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. And all of these CLI tools have all these longish names, MC, EPP, PP, CCCPP. So it's really funny when you talk to people. Oh, I don't use that. I use CCPPPI, or something. I give up on it when I got finger pains and back pain. Oh, sorry to hear that. What did you give up on that? I give up on it when I got finger pains and back pain. The CCPP, MPP stuff? Yeah, how did you learn? I already applied the Vim thing. Well, that's interesting. What do you mean when you got, shouldn't it help? The reason I changed to the Vim, the mouse. Yeah, I don't use mouse. I did try the trackball. I don't have it now with me. I think the trackball or something like that would be better. Well, I wish I have the ThinkPad, the what do you call it? The nipple thing. I don't know. Nipple thing. ThinkPads have that middle nipple. Now I'm after lead code. Cool. I already applied. Wait, I have to. Okay, we have the last section in the application is how did I hear about Summer of Nix? How could I not hear about Summer of Nix? Okay, I applied twice, 2023 and 24, and it was great experience, and I've improved since then. How did I hear about it? Yeah, I heard about it because, you know, I'm also on Discourse and Matrix channels and such. I don't know what to write. Dying every day, solving it. I've never tried late code. Yeah, but yeah, good luck with it. It's cool. I've been active on the NixOS Discord and Matrix channels for years, so I applied in 2023-24. I heard the announcement again this year and decided to give it another try after further improving my skills. Active NixOS for years, so I heard the announcement again this year and decided to give it another try. Lead code is like video games for programmers. Yeah, have you done it, Dapster? It feels like, I guess it's nice once you get into it, right? Once you get into it and you're video games for programmers, that's nice. How did you learn about Summer of Nix? I should get back to info. So I applied, heard the announcement again this year, decided to give it another try after further improving my skills. I've been active in NixOS Discourse and Matrix channels for years. So I applied in 2023-24, the announcement again this year and decided to give it another try after further improving my skills. I can defeat him with Bitmask DP. Yeah, I don't know what that means even. You know what I liked? 16 years, crazy. I don't know what that means. I like Hack the Box. I don't know if you guys know Hack the Box. That would be fun, but that's completely different here. Notable contributions. Besides learning more packaging, which was this pretty wide on Nix packages lib. What I expect to gain from participating. I'm looking forward working with a mentor. I'm not working in IT yet, but I'd like to change that eventually. Let me deepen my Nix, contribute regular to Nix and move closer to this passion. I'm not working in IT yet. I'm not working in IT. I'm working as a classical guitar teacher. I'm working as a classical guitar teacher and a concert performer. I'm not working in IT, but I like to change that eventually. I'm working as a classical guitar teacher and have studied at the Music Academy. So I'm self-learner. I'm very much self-learner. Summer of Nix will let me deepen my skills, contribute regularly to Nix packages. I'm working as a classical guitar teacher and have studied at the Music Academy, so I'm a very much self-learner. Yes, Hack the Box. I remember playing around on that when I was interested in pen testing Red Team. I decided to go down the route of program because that's what I'm better at and have more of interested. Yeah, Hack the Box is fun. I like how gamified they made it. It's very nice. Like try the Hack Box and Hack the Box. And I watched that guy, what's his name? Ipsec. You know, he has YouTube where he kind of outlines how he hacks each box. And you have this nice VPN and you can compete and everything. It's so nice. It's fun. Sometimes the programming, this thing is not like that. It's more like you're working in a library with books and stuff. And Hack the Box is like playing a video game, you know? That's what I kind of like about it. It might be good to also include what projects you're involved in. Even if they're small personal projects, these could show passion and interest in working in CSIT. Yeah, but you know what? I guess that's my YouTube channel. That's why I did create a YouTube channel, because they can just go to my YouTube channel and see what I'm doing. Like, okay, tooling experience, Git, I use it extensively to filter my thinking process and learning with prompting. NixOS and NixOS modules. I'm looking for the self-learner, summary will be my skills, to Nix packages, move closer. But what do you mean? Like what projects? Well, I think I wrote it here at the beginning. Actually, I use intermediate lambda calculus series, small example apps. Host the with Nix content, Nix Haskell content, Nix packages library. What projects I'm involved with? What like lambda calculus? Yeah. Not sure. What's the time? 2 hours already. Oh my God. I will have a bit of a stressful time at work today. That's on top of my mind. I think this is not bad for now. Maybe I should just send this, or maybe just keep it like this. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll stop soon, actually. This is enough for today. I have to do more stuff. I think this is not bad for now. Maybe I'll send this, maybe not. I mean, I don't know if I should send this now or wait until the next stream and maybe fix it more. But I don't want to spend too much time working on this application. I mean, I have 7 more days, probably maybe 2 or 3 more streams. Top, that's maximum 2 or 3 more streams. And what should I practice in those 2 or 3 streams? I should practice something. Or maybe maybe contribute. I don't know if I should try to contribute something actually with the NGI repo, there at the NGI repo. There are projects, good first issues, NGI, technical requirements, summer of Nix, category, look at this. No. No, look at this, summer of Nix. Yeah, try contributed something, and then that's another thing you can add to your portfolio and even talk about it if you're selected for an interview. Well, I did contribute those 5 things, you know, but you say try contributed something. Merge access. Pick between, look at this, wait a second, pick between 1 and 3 projects from our issue tracker. You can add missing projects. Yeah, opened, but look at this, all of this. Maybe I should try to package something. Look at this, all of these things, because I'm not sure even how to start. Open cologne, look at net filter. What's the net filter? Linux kernel framework providing packet filtering, network address translation, and other network packet manipulation capabilities. Okay, website, source, C and Python. You see this? Dependency management, make and pip, Nix development environment, no Nix development. So you would have to package this. This would be language framework, C and Python. Documentation, and you have to study all this and make a package, right? IP tables. Oh, this is something like hack the box stuff, right? IPsat, services, daemons, ulogged, tests, libraries, Nix packages, and tables, services. It's already in Nix packages. Yeah, not sure. Also, I've seen some of these packages and they write it's already in Nix packages. I guess some of these things are already in Nix packages. Not sure what this means. Aerogram. Let's see this. IMAP server written in Rust, designed for distributed infrastructures. Email storage, website, Rust, cargo, Docker, Nix development, packages, extra information. Yeah, maybe then I'll wait for a bit. I'll wait for a couple more days. I shouldn't send this now. I'll send this before the deadline, and maybe I'll try in tomorrow or the other day. Maybe I'll try it actually to package something, because I'm not sure how to start. There is a certain kind of framework of how should I approach this, I think. Yeah. And probably watch more of those mob packaging videos from the last summer of Nix. That would be smart. Okay, I think I'll watch that. I'll have to stop now. So I guess this is not bad for today. We have an application, which I'll fix it up a bit. Now, but basically this is kind of okay-ish. Yeah, okay. That's it for today. Thank you very much, and thanks for dropping by, Dapster and Chandu. Okay, so bye-bye. Bye-bye.